Here we have a play between the Detroit Pistons and Brooklyn Nets from last night, which really goes to show the importance of spacing and angles when it comes to offensive and defensive success. So first we have Spencer Dinwiddie right here, bringing the ball across half court after a made basket, and Tyler Zeller, who inbounded the ball, sprinting towards the rim. Andre Drummond, who's guarding Zeller now, has to run with him to prevent this easy basket right in the restricted area. So we can see Dinwiddie, by blocking Drummond right here and dribbling across him, forces Drummond to get in a trail position. We can see the play here starts with Dinwiddie right in front of him, and Dinwiddie tries to cut his dribble across him, keeping an arm out to prevent him from running. This allows Zeller a free path towards the paint and puts Detroit in a precarious position because they need someone to help in this paint area, but as for who that is, it's sort of difficult. We have Ish Smith, who has to guard the ball. Tobias Harris, if he comes right here into the paint to prevent this rim run, leaves Rondae Hollis-Jefferson open for a one-pass three right here. And if that's Avery Bradley who helps, same thing for Allen Crabbe, one pass away, a really dangerous three-point shooter as well. So really all three of these defenders cannot guard Zeller. Drummond just has to sprint back. The only help he can get is Reggie Bullock, who's guarding Joe Harris in the corner over here. Now, when Bullock comes over here to help, this leaves Dinwiddie with an easy option to throw the ball towards the corner. And as he throws the ball towards the corner, Bullock really has two options here. The first option on his closeout is to close out to the outside, and the second is to close out to the inside. Now, this decision might not seem big, but it actually has really big consequences in terms of whether Detroit can get the stop or not. If he closes to the outside, this allows Harris to drive middle. And Andre Drummond, who's going to be the primary helper here, is going to step up on Harris. Tyler Zeller can now sink to this dunker spot area, give a little pocket pass from Harris to Zeller, and get a dunk. But if Bullock closes to the inside shoulder, this forces Harris to drive baseline. Drummond now can step up right here, and everything becomes a lot more congested. One other thing here, if Bullock goes to this outside and Harris gets middle, Harris now has 1, 2, 3 options for passing the ball. But when Harris goes outside, there's really nowhere for him to go with the ball. Zeller is right on top of him, and any pass from here as opposed to here when he went middle is a lot longer. Now, Ish Smith here fills while Tobias Harris sinks. Now, Tobias Harris' sink here isn't onto a big, which typically happens in these situations. Normally, you'll have Zeller sitting over here in the dunker spot, and Drummond will come over to help from here. Harris will drop down onto Zeller, and then he will also prevent this baseline pass for a three-point shot. But there's no player here, so Harris really has to be cognizant of this baseline drive, baseline drift from Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. And we can see Jefferson starts to lean towards the corner here. Now, once the ball is kicked out, everything is reset, and Bullock really has prevented 2 baskets, or really 3 if you count Harris's three-point shot, in only 2 seconds. So there, prevents the rim run, prevents the 3, closes out to the correct shoulder. And so that's really the importance of taking the right angles on closeouts and how it can impact possessions. Now, once Brooklyn resets this, you see Dinwiddie's got the ball up top, and everybody's back up to their matchups. Ish Smith is in a no-middle position, just like Bullock was here on his closeout. Everything on defense relies on this no-middle concept. So with 13 seconds left on the shot clock, and Brooklyn not having got into an action because they tried to take advantage early in the possession, we'll see just a regular pick and roll here from Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. Now the problem here, though, is that this pick and roll is set very close to the sideline. So Jefferson, with his step up, basically draws 2 defenders right onto Dinwiddie. Now, you can blame Hollis-Jefferson for setting this screen here, but really notice where Dinwiddie starts and then where he takes the ball screen. Notice how he backs up towards the sideline. One advantage of pushing ball screens toward the side in an ice, blue, down, whatever terminology a team uses, we can see that it gives you a little area right here to trap against the sideline. Because of the angle of the three-point line, teams tend to play alongside of it to get as close to the rim as possible. But right in this area, everything gets really tight and allows for a trap. And that's sort of what happens here. Detroit gets aggressive in their pick-and-roll coverage, and there's really nowhere for Dinwiddie to go. So what really should happen is Dinwiddie has to take this ball more towards the middle and get off the sideline. Therefore, when Rondae Hollis-Jefferson sets the step up, there's somewhere for him to go along the baseline area. So here we have the step up, and he starts to roll. Now, there's really nowhere for Dinwiddie to throw this ball because he picks up his dribble, and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson doesn't set the screen very hard. But we can see Drummond is still pushed over into a 2-9 position to prevent this roll because, once again, Bradley can't really make this tag. If he does, you're leaving a great three-point shooter wide open, one pass away. So Drummond pushes over and makes the tag. Ball is swung, and Brooklyn gets in really not a great shot at the end of the possession. So really in two ways, the defense and the offense both have a success and a failure when it comes to spacing. The first, we have Bullock making this 1, 2, 3 stops, pushing the ball towards the sideline. And the second is Dinwiddie really bringing the ball too close to the sideline, which is not what the offense wants. So again, really we can see just the importance there. Spacing and taking the right angles both on defense and offense are the difference between success and failure.